I got some news here, and this is going to either make you very happy or very sad. Very happy or very sad. All right, so here we go. Brett Siegel posted something today. He said, while Taylor Jenkins being fired is a talk of today, league personnel have already turned their attention to what will be busy offseason with cap figures increasing. You remember when we talked about Devin Vassell's contract, and I said this was great news? The fact that his contract is so great, and the fact that the salary cap has increased to 10%, and the fact that his salary is decreasing, that a lot of people are like, it's 29 million. It goes down to 27, and I think 27 again, 24, and then 27. But nonetheless, for what he can bring to a team, he's definitely worth that money. And honestly, if he was on another team, he'd probably be getting paid a little bit more, right? Spurs did a really good job with the contract. Now, this is going to either make you very happy or very sad. San Antonio Spurs' Devin Vassell has come up in early offseason trade conversations with league personnel. After just trading for De'Aaron Fox, the Spurs will continue to be aggressive in the pursuit of more talent around Victor Wembanyama. Could this lead them to Kevin Durant? I sure hope not. But this part right here, the fact that there's been talks around the league, yeah, I could definitely see that. Now, what's interesting about this is I know for a fact, okay, heard from the grapevine, guys, that teams have called about other players on our team as well, right? But there's nothing coming out with those specific players that teams have called the Spurs about, and the reason being is because they shut it down pretty quickly. But the fact that Brett Siegel would post and say Devin Vassell has come up in early offseason trade conversations would mean that the Spurs are at least entertaining it, right? They are at least entertaining the idea of moving Devin. Now, I've said this time and time again. I am completely fine with waiting it out, right? I think he has a great contract. I think waiting another season or two won't do that much harm. I think it'll be totally fine. And I think that you can move him in the future if that's something you want to do. Very tradable contract. Easy. But the other side of it as well is I do think that he has a lot of talent, right? So if you can't get the same amount of value, if not better, for Devin, why do it, right? And when I say value, I also mean maybe the age of the player. Like, I don't necessarily think the Spurs need like a bunch of vets right now. It's just a lot that would have to happen for me to just fully be on board. With how good our front office has been, I wouldn't be surprised if they got a crazy deal for Devin and they got a crazy deal for DeJounte, and DeJounte was not worth that much. So maybe they can make something happen with that. But how I feel about this is not surprised. It doesn't change how I feel about Devin, right? I still think he's very talented. I think he's a third to fourth option on a good team, right? I'm not just going to, because a lot of people are like, yeah, he's a third or fourth option. Yeah, sure. But like, no, on a good team, I think he's a third or fourth option, which is very valuable, right? He is a great scoring talent, and a lot of other teams feel the same way. But just letting you know, the conversations are starting. I won't say heating up. I think that's a little inaccurate, but the conversations have started. It's early, and the Spurs are going to at least entertain it, which I will be very upset if they didn't entertain, this trade. I think they should entertain Devin. I think they should entertain Keldon to see what can come out of that. The only guys that I am firm on that no touching them is Wemby, Castle, Sohan, and Fox. Like, that's it, right? That's literally it. Like, those four guys, I don't think you do anything. Like, you just chill out. But when it comes to Devin, when it comes to Keldon, there should be some entertainment to it. Just see what you can get, Clan, let's keep Vassell unless we get someone better that will help our team for sure. I'm not opposed to crazy great draft picks if you can manage to do it. I mean, first round picks are extraordinarily valuable. They become more and more valuable each year, right? They become more and more valuable each year. Teams don't just give them away like they used to. And yeah, that's why that DeJounte trade was so crazy. You wouldn't trade Sohan if it could land you a superstar? Oh, well, yeah, if it could land you a superstar. I just don't think... I mean, I guess in that regard, you know, the only person I wouldn't move is Wemby, right? But, like, there's levels to it. I would say my S tier, no touching, get away. No matter what you offer, it's a no, is Wemby, right? And then I would have a category of, unless it's a crazy deal, you're giving me a superstar, which isn't going to happen. But you're giving me like a superstar for Sohan or Castle or Fox, right? Like a better player than Fox. Then, yeah, that's another tier, right? That's A tier. But I would still put that S and A tier kind of combined a little bit, like guys that are pretty untouchable, right? But yeah, of course I would trade. I'm not crazy. Is it good enough? If it's a good enough deal, yeah, I would trade them. But you know, I guess the only true untouchable is Wemby. Luka for Sohan and Fox. Yeah, you can get, if you give me Luka, bro, I'll give you Sohan, Fox. Shoot, I might even give you Castle. I'll be real with you. If you can give me Luka Doncic, I'll probably give you all three. Give me Luka Doncic and a ham sandwich, and I think I'm good to go. It could be a half-eaten ham sandwich too. I think I'm good, as long as I get Luka. 18 first. Yeah, give me 18 first. Give me 18 first and Luka, and I'll give you Sohan, Fox, and Castle. I feel like Giannis demanded a trade and surprisingly had Spurs on the list. I trade everyone not named Fox, Wemby, or Castle. You wouldn't trade Fox or Castle for Giannis? Really? Bro, not Castle. No way we give him up. You would keep Castle if you could get Luka? Guys, we're talking about Luka here. Be for real, chat. If you could get Luka, you would... I would keep Castle? Saying that's crazy, bro. Ultimate saying that's crazy, bro. That's crazy talk. Keeping Castle, when, like, that's crazy talk. We have hopes that Castle could get to that level. I don't think he will. Like, that's like, Luka's one of the greatest talents we've ever seen on a basketball court. I think that's wild. Castle is the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. Luka Doncic, that's wild, man. I can't get on board with that. The only player I wouldn't trade for Luka is Wemby, like, easily. Castle will stun. Watch. I believe in Castle. I think Castle's great. I love Castle. But for Luka Doncic, I mean, this is a player that put a team on his back and just got to the finals, like, and performed in the finals. I don't know if I can get on board with. That's kind of wild, bro. I don't think Castle will ever be like... I don't think Castle will be like a I think he can be a star. I do believe that, but I don't think he'll be a player that can put a team on his back and take them to the finals. Like, I don't think he's that type of player. Like, we're talking all-time greats at this point that can do that. Not many players can manage to do that. Like, we're talking the LeBrons, we're talking the Duncans, right? 03 Duncan. Like, not many players can do something like that. I like Luka, but I just don't want to go that route. That's just me, though. I think we can do it without Luka. We don't have... The Spurs aren't getting Luka. This is just hypothetical. Everyone is tradable except for Wemby when it comes to trading for Luka. I agree. I prefer Castle for Giannis. Dude, Giannis or Luka? I forget. Yeah, let me say that. Giannis. Let me emphasize. Giannis or Luka? I'm giving you everything but Wemby. I'll be real with you guys. I'll give you anything. It's just not gonna happen. Clan Wemby and Luka is like yin and yang. They complement each other a game. Wemby with defense and Luka's offense. Luka will set up things so nicely for Wemby. It'll be crazy. We're going to get Derek White back when the Celtics owners blow it up for cash reasons. I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs got Derek like near the end of his career. Yeah, hypothetical, of course. Yeah, but even hypothetically, man, there's no way I keep Castle if I can get Luka. Like, I think that's wild. I'm from the future. Oh, that's how you know that we get Derek. Okay, cool. You're like Mark Reed. Is it? Wait, Mark Reed. Why did I say that? What's Mark's last name in Invincible? What's his name? Why did I say Reed? I just made that up. Grayson. What the heck? Grayson. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mark Grayson. What the heck was that? Reed. I think I was thinking about the Fantastic Four. I don't know. Watch Invincible, by the way. I cried in that last episode. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was crying like a baby. Yeah, crying like a baby.